BP311. This is the BP311 Weekday Sports Pick Show for Friday, April 8th, 2022. It's about 12:15 p.m. I wanted to be on here right at noon. I'm a little bit behind, that's all. Just trying to stick to that theme. I was on here yesterday at noon. I'm going to be on here tomorrow at noon. Don't forget to join us if you can. Please join us live, join the chat, get interactive. We're going to have our very first premiere episode of This Week in Sports Betting, Saturday, April 9th, which is tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern, just short of 24 hours from right now. I will talk hockey in depth. TJ Saltdog will go over the NBA slate. We will have Dolcetto to give you some soccer, especially EPL picks, including the Liverpool-Manchester City game as the highlight. And don't forget about Dalton coming on to talk about UFC 273 ahead of the pay-per-view event tomorrow night, headlined by Volkanovski and the Korean Zombie. So much going on. So grateful for all of my fans, supporters. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Go check out Johnny Han Wins weekdays, Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I should return to the show on Monday. Don't forget to check out Bodun Wins. Check out T-Mac. Check out Johnny's daily picks. TJ Salt Dogs dropping stuff. Check out the Wagers Lounge, Detroit Sports Betters, and Live Sports Chat. All three on Facebook, and the first two, Wagers Lounge and DSB, on Discord. Let's go over the Thursday slate. Look, it wasn't the best day, 1-2, but the Cardinals, they got the win in commanding fashion, 9-0 over the Pittsburgh Pirates. I took the Cardinals -1.5 on the run line. That hit. I told you about that boost over at Firekeepers. Cardinals -3.5 at +270. I believe that's what number it was. That hit as well. I had enough winning baseball bets yesterday to make me profitable, even though my three picks, only one of them hit, being the Cardinals, but a lot of stuff risk-free. A couple of free bets dropped in my couple of different accounts today. And all in all, yesterday was a good day for me, but unfortunately the picks 1-2 brings the Thursday record to 1-2, April 7-7, all-time 119, 112, and 4, as the Maple Leafs got the job done just barely in a 4-3 overtime victory. They did not cover the 1.5 puck line, and the Blazers got blown out. They did not cover 16.5 points. I thought that spread was going to be big enough, and the Pelicans just dominated them, 127-94. So let's move on. I'm going to give you 5 picks today, and I wanted to make sure I was on before 1 p.m. because the first game starts at that time. I'm going to give you one one MLB pick today in baseball, the second day of opening days, different places here. We were supposed to have this game yesterday. We knew early yesterday it wasn't going to happen if the rain did not allow it. So today we will see the Yankees and the Red Sox. I like Garrett Cole as a pitcher. I'm not a Yankee fan. I'm quite the opposite, but I do believe in what they're doing oftentimes. They are competitive. They're often a good team. And I'm going to take the Yankees on the run line -1.5 for plus money. Grab that at +125. Looks like right now, best line you can get is +120 on it. I got +125 on mine. It's Caesars, but now it's down a little bit. You can get it at +120 over at PointsBet currently. So this is what I say. Sometimes getting the lines early, night before, early morning of, is advantageous. Sometimes it is not. This is one of those times where it is in more cases than one, but we'll keep scrolling down this list here. So Yankees -1.5 run line, +120 best line at PointsBet. I like the Yankees to win and to win by at least a couple of runs today. Getting out of the MLB, going into the NHL, all these acronyms. Back on the ice with hockey. Look, I took a look at this thing last night, and I'm seeing the Islanders as a big dog. And the Islanders have been playing really good hockey as of late. Not that the Hurricanes have not. Both teams have been playing really good hockey as of late. We know the Islanders won't make the playoffs, but I don't think that'll stop them from competing and trying to continue to win games down the stretch. Islanders are a +150 underdog at the Carolina Hurricanes tonight, 7 p.m. ESPN+. I'm taking the Islanders on the money line. Actually, it's gotten better. It's now +155. You can grab it at DraftKings, PointsBet, or BetRivers, any of the above. Based on the fact that it's Friday, I would go get it at BetRivers because they're going to give you a 20% boost on top of that +155 on any NHL bet, including the Islanders money line. Second game in the NHL is going to be the Minnesota Wild and the St. Louis Blues over 6 goals. The other night I had the Blues in the Kraken. The Blues put up 4. Kraken only put 1 on the board. I think the Blues can put up a lot of goals again tonight. I think the Wild will absolutely hold their end of the bargain. I'm looking at a 4-3, 5-4 type game here. So I like the Wild, the Blues over 6. The consensus on it right now is minus 120 pretty much everywhere. I did grab it last night at minus 115 over at MGM. Now, as we get into the NBA, and we know we got to be careful with this because a lot of these teams aren't even playing anymore, or really aren't even trying anymore, might be throwing out some guys we've never heard of. You don't know what that's going to bring to the table or the dance or the game point-wise. Some teams are fighting for, either a playoff spot or a specific numeric location in the playoffs. They want to be here so they can play this team or vice versa, whatever it is. So it's getting really hard down the stretch to really cap NBA games and try to find value, but I'm still trying to do it for you all the way to the bitter end. So here we go. I got 2 plays for you in the NBA today, and the lines have moved a lot since last night. So here's what I would tell you. I'm going to tell you what lines I took them at, and I'm also going to tell you what the lines are at now. However, I don't like the current lines. So you might want to take these 2 ideas or these 2 picks of mine at lines that you can no longer get, parlay them together and do a teaser. That's my suggestion because I wouldn't take them as they stand now. I'm glad I took what I did last night, especially in the NBA. Could have got the Islanders a little better today. Almost forgot about my boost of Bet Rivers in the NHL, but I might think of something else to put together to throw on over there for that boost to take advantage of it today. We'll see. Time will tell. NBA. Look, I like the Nets. I've been pushing and riding the Nets lately. I know that they want to make sure they stay in the 7th or the 8th, or maybe they want to get higher. I'm not sure what their motives are. I'm not sure exactly where they want to end up placement-wise here, but I think they're going to keep pushing, maybe not all the way until the end, but still at this point wanting to press, especially against a team that just sits right above them in the standings. That's the Cleveland Cavaliers. So the Nets were minus 6.5 last night when I grabbed this spread, and I liked it at 6.5. But now, wow. I think it's 8.5 now. Okay. I can't read my handwriting, so I'm sorry about that. I believe the line now is minus 8.5 for Brooklyn. So the books are thinking a lot like I am. Must have been a lot of people putting money on Brooklyn, so I'm not the only one. Here's the deal. I don't like it at 8.5. I like it at 6.5. So I would consider buying the line down a couple points there and taking Brooklyn. If you want to be bold, be my guest, take it at 8.5. My official play is Brooklyn minus 6.5. The other game is the Rockets. I saw it at plus 14.5 for Houston. They're getting a lot of points here. I know the Raptors are a good team, but Johnny talked about it yesterday on that show that the coach is looking to sit and rest a lot of players. They might not sit completely. They may rest a portion of the game. They may be on limited minutes. They want to make sure that they're ready for the playoffs here. So the Raptors are not pressing to win games, or at least not win games by a large margin. So I like the Rockets at plus 14.5. This line also moved to the Rockets plus 11.5. That's a lot less of a buffer. I don't like that. So maybe you could take a 2 or a 3 point teaser on both of these games. Maybe you can get the Nets minus 5.5, and you can get the Rockets back up to plus 14.5. My official play is Rockets plus 14.5. If you want to be bold and take it at plus 11.5, that's up to you. My suggestion would be to get a 2 or 3 point teaser and put these games together in a bit of a parlay. Do Nets minus 5.5, minus 6.5. Do Rockets plus 13.5, plus 14.5. I don't like the lines where they sit currently, and I wouldn't touch them or play them straight the way they stand now. But I did play them last night when the lines were a little bit differently. Things have changed overnight, and I didn't want to do the show last night. I want to do the show today around noontime to get you prepped and ready, so you're set in your head that I come on at noon. And it's not going to be an everyday thing that I come on at noon necessarily, but I'm going to try to keep with this theme for a little while, especially while the shows are going to be happening on Saturday at noon for This Week in Sports Betting, which premieres tomorrow right here on BP311's YouTube channel with BP311, TJ Saltdog, Dulcetto, Dalton, talking hockey, soccer, UFC, MMA, and, of course, some basketball. Did I say NHL? because I'll be deep diving all 12 NHL games tomorrow on the program this week in sports betting. There's a lot of soccer we know about. Liverpool and Manchester City on Sunday. That's the headliner. Dulcet will be covering a lot of soccer games. Dalton will be covering a lot of the fights from the UFC 273 card on Saturday night. And there's 4 NBA games that Terry will be digging into for you as well. So don't miss that. Don't miss Johnny Hahn Wins. Go check out all my friends on all the various platforms, but especially here on YouTube. And I guess that pretty much wraps us up. 10 minutes is about standard for me. I will recap the plays for Friday. I've got the Yankees -1.5 against the Red Sox. That game's on about 1 o'clock on MLB Network. Terry, great to see you. I'll be calling you in a few here. Go over a couple things before tomorrow. NHL, I'm taking the Islanders money line, +155 currently, and they're taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. That one's on at 7 o'clock on ESPN+. A lot of great hockey on ESPN+. If I haven't told you before, I know I have. Minnesota Wild, St. Louis Blues, over 6 goals, -120, the consensus there. 2 in the NBA, but I don't like the current numbers. Like I said, I'd tease this now. I took the Nets -6.5 against the Cavaliers. I don't like it at -8.5. Might want to do a couple point teaser there, alternate line. Rockets, I took it +14.5 last night as well. They're playing the Raptors. Don't like it at 14. Don't like it at +11.5 where it sits now. I would tease it back up to 14.5 or something close to it if you can. Maybe put them together, tease them both. Put them in a little 2-leg parlay if you could. Terry went 3-0 yesterday in the MLB and 1-0 on a parlay. I did great in the MLB as well, Terry, yesterday. That's what kind of saved my day. Cardinals 9-0. Cards cover the 1.5 run line. Cards cover the 3.5 alternate run line on a boost at Firekeepers for +270. Had a couple parlays for unders in the first 5 with the Kansas City game and the Milwaukee game, and those went for me as well. I had Milwaukee and Kansas City in the first 5 parlayed together for both of them to have the, to be leading after 5. But that didn't work out for me as the Cubs ended up winning. So congratulations on your opening day victory for your team, Terry. Not sure how many times you're going to hear me say that one as a Cardinal fan, but you'll get it this time. I wasn't too down about that one. With all of that being said, ladies and gentlemen, please don't forget to join us tomorrow right here on BP311's YouTube channel at noon for This Week in Sports Betting. It's going to be a great show with a lot of insight on a lot of different sports, and we're going to be coming at you tomorrow at noon, Saturday, April 9th. We're going to be coming at you next Saturday again at noon, Saturday, April 16th, and that will be an NBA playoff edition of the program. I will touch on the NHL. If we have Dulcetto back, we will touch on soccer, but the main focus of next week's program will be the beginning of the NBA playoffs, futures, and things of that nature. That'll wrap it up. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Join us tomorrow for the extravaganza. Go see TJ Saltog. He's going to have some great picks for you today ahead of that as well. Check out Johnny Hahn Wins tonight at 5 p.m. on his YouTube channel, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. This Week in Sports Betting, noon, Saturday, April 9th. Keep it profitable.